Welcome back to the S&B gang.
We're here.
We're there.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Well, we're with the family today. The Oliver family, Williams family, everybody here from girlfriends, friends, husbands, moms, grandmas. We're all here. We want to talk to y'all about relationships and things of that nature. What we're really going to be really focused on is how do we keep relationships, how do relationships stay in a long-term relationship?
And it's not just intimate relationship, friendships too.
Things of that nature. So we just gonna jump right into it. I want everyone to introduce themselves first. We're gonna start that way.
This is Pops, Russell Williams.
Tay, the brother.
Christine.
Little baby right there.
Jolene, auntie.
Nora, mom.
I'm Bo, one of the producers.
And you know who I am, Ivy.
And I'm Doris.
Yep, that's grandma right there. So how we wanna do this? We're gonna just jump right
Okay,
into it.
the thing I think is most important in a relationship is to like each other.
What do you mean? What do you elaborate more on that?
Be a friend to the person first.
Like friendship.
Right.
Yeah,
So how long do you think you should be friends before you jump into a relationship?
I think that's an individual thing.
Right.
And like Ernie and I were able to laugh and joke and fuss and argue, but we always came back together. 'Cause we had that friendship as a basis.
So do you feel like, was there any time in that point to where y'all thought it wouldn't work?
Oh yeah.
How was that?
The thing that broke that up was he said he wanted the kids and I said I wasn't giving him my kids. And that's over.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Well, like, anybody else?
And you gotta be able to laugh.
Me
Always gotta
personally,
joke around. for sure.
Always laugh at
Most
each other.
I feel like relationships don't start in the relationship. They start with you as an individual first. Meaning, before I get into a relationship or seek a relationship, my mental health correct? Am I good with myself first before I seek a partner?
Hold on, let me stop right there. You said a
Do I
secret.
need anything?
You said a secret relationship. What is a secret
I didn't say
relationship?
secret.
What you say?
Seek.
Oh,
Seek.
secret relationship. I thought you said
Relationship.
secret relationship.
Like meaning like, for instance, some people get in relationships or they're not even relationships, it's just sex. And you would know and you're just carrying along with this. Or some people are homeless
They need somewhere to stay.
and play a role and find a woman that has more what they may need. A lot of relationships don't work that way, and that just carries on because people think those are relationships, and further on that's gonna
Just
fail.
gonna mess it up.
You're gonna go with the next person and think this was a relationship, and they might be better, and then that's where relationships. It's not really. It has nothing to do with relationships. It has to do with who you are and where you are in life, and
Right.
how your understanding
How you
is.
feel about yourself.
Yeah, because once you feel that for yourself,
love
you're gonna
for
have
yourself,
that
definitely.
utmost respect for everyone else. I wouldn't want to take, you feel me? It's a lot of things that people hide, and
Most
I
definitely.
feel like a lot of relationships that I had hadn't worked because I wasn't cool with myself, and I wasn't in a proper position
Got
to seek
self-love.
a relationship. And that's
Definitely.
basically what I have in a relationship. Once you figure that out, you should be cool. Your understanding is different, and you already have that. You're gonna attract what you need,
Most definitely.
basically.
Most definitely. Anybody else want to jump on that?
Come on, Cole.
I completely agree. Except I will say with your dad and I, when we first met, I don't feel like I was okay with myself.
What do you mean? What do you
I was broken, and I don't think I even realized that I was broken. But he helped mend me. He, for whatever reasons, I guess saw something in me, and he helped me put myself together.
Most
And
definitely.
two crazy folks together, that's it.
It was. I mean, like literally, when I met him, I was like, he's too nice. What's wrong with him?
It's something up.
And your grandmother said to me, no, what's wrong with you? That you don't think you deserve someone that's nice and treats you well. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. It's something wrong with you. And that was golden. I didn't understand it at the time. It took some years to get it, but you know, eventually, like I say, he helped me fix whatever, and has continued to over the years, because it's always an evolving
Everything is
process.
ongoing.
But we've been thick as thieves for 30 years. God.
Definitely. So it's crazy.
I'm only 32.
Because
but-
2005 don't seem like,
Well, I'm the cradle
2005 don't seem that long.
but it's been a
It's
while.
been a minute. It's been a
But
minute.
that's just since we were married. We were together 15 years.
All my life. All my life.
We was together 15 years before that.
Was it off and on, or was y'all?
Pretty much on. I mean, there was some times when we were apart, but we were together far longer than we were separated.
But the reason why the relationship still stands is because they still have that understanding
There's a friendship
between each
there.
other. There's a
That
friendship,
foundation.
and
Yeah.
like she said before, I wasn't in the right spot. You feel me? My mama had to tell me, "You tripping? This is the right man." And after that, she probably realized I gotta feel
Most
me do
definitely gotta
something.
keep them. Most
And
definitely.
now it's still, you feel me?
You
But
got
that's what it is.
you got anything to say on that?
Or, I mean, so far I agree. I think that once you do understand yourself, you have to trust your partner, and you cannot trust the partner if you are not strong in self. So I just feel like if you are not fully aware of who you are, you're not gonna expect the people around you to be for you. You're gonna constantly question them because you're questioning yourself. But if you have a strong core, then you're better able to trust your partner, because once the trust breaks down,
It's all out the window.
yeah, because like I'm not gonna chase after a man. I expect my partner to come home. I expect you to be honest with me. I'm not gonna check your phone. I'm not gonna ask you where you've been. I'm not gonna be calling you and chasing after you and trying to, check. I'm not gonna do any of that. I don't have that time, that energy. I'm gonna trust you, because if I don't trust you, I shouldn't be with
There's
you.
nothing there.
There's no reason for me to be with you if I don't trust you.
Most
And
definitely.
your standards that you have, all this falls into what man will be magnetized towards you.
Right.
Most definitely.
And so,
That brings up a good point. Find someone, in addition to everything we've already talked about, get somebody that's gonna help lift you up, not bring you down.
and not even that, get somebody that's gonna allow, you don't have to act.
Be yourself.
You gotta
Be yourself.
You
Allow
feel
you to
me?
be
I wanna
yourself.
wake up and just be me.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what it is.
But
a lot of
if you
people.
have goals and aspirations, you want someone who's gonna help you reach those goals.
Correct.
Not say, oh, you don't need to do that, you need to do it over here. Get somebody that's gonna help lift you up.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So that just brings me to because you was talking about, I forgot what you said, but you said something. You said something, and I just want to get your opinions on how do you feel about relationships today? Because you guys are all from a whole different generation and things of that nature. I'm not gonna say it where it was easier. How can I put it?
But it's like the relationship, like the view was different.
Yeah, the
back
I'ma
view,
tell you why.
the
I'ma tell you
foundation
why.
of that
It was
is
different back
different.
And it don't have nothing to do with this generation.
No.
A little bit.
It's the time.
It doesn't. Let me
It's
tell
the
you,
times.
it's the times.
But then it don't.
It's the times. I'm gonna tell you what it is. So basically,
People
This
are
is
not
where I
looking
used to
get
think
married
that-
nowadays.
Most definitely.
and that's because they don't. That's because everybody in the world thinks relationships are bad, and they're not what they used to be.
Because people don't stay together anymore.
People don't believe in themselves.
And it's like,
Tell me
but I mean, like,
that-
That's just what it
nowadays
is.
people get in
Point where it's
relationships
just-
because it's like they don't even love the person. They love the things that they
can
that
do.
the
Right.
person can do.
Right.
That's
Or
why I
like
that's
said
why a
women
lot of
starts
just
with
being
you.
in a relationship.
Most
Just-
definitely. I just say I have that person to do this and do that. Like, most
There we
definitely.
go.
It all comes back
I feel
down
like-
like Dante started off by saying about you getting yourself right. But the problem is that right now with everybody being so internet crazy, people don't really, number one, they don't know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all they know how to do is text. You know, the time of picking up a phone and saying hi
Elderly.
or oh Lord Jesus. I know fast is costly, but you gotta go visit somebody and sit down and talk to them and say hi, how are you doing? Give them a nice little hug and mwah. We don't
Oh,
do
you
that.
kissed your sister?
We don't do that. We don't do that. It's all about the text.
Or it's
So-
the pride too of like, well, I don't need this person, and you could just talk and be like, you know, like,
And so it's like we don't. How can you? Number one, first of all, you're too busy trying to be all these images you see on TV and the internet. You're not, you know, being true to self. And then now you don't you're confused about where you are, and now you're trying to find a mate.
Mm-hmm.
No, because now you fake, he fake. The relationship is fake.
No foundation.
It's built on fake. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And then to me, so to me, everything, and again, it's not the generation, I
It's
think it's
time.
a sign of the time. Everything is expendable.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
If it don't work for me, I'm gonna throw it out and go get another one.
Most definitely.
yeah.
People don't commit to fixing issues.
Because they've been through it too many times.
Will and Jada Smith, they are like
Mm.
the ultimate in
Mm.
drama at this point, in controversy.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
But one thing that I read about them 20, 30 years ago that stuck with me and I brought with me into our marriage was they said, no matter what happens, we commit to this relationship and we commit to fix whatever is
Mhm.
broken. We did not get married to get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And that really stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of my parents. And so I had to change things that I was doing because that's what I wanted for us. I didn't get married to get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
When I said I do, I meant that. And so with that, I had to start changing my train of thought. In that he wrong, so I'm leaving. I had to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay that he's wrong. I'm wrong sometimes too, but every time I'm wrong, he ain't heading for the door.
Definitely.
So I have to stop heading for the door.
Mhm.
And I have to hang in there and allow him space to be wrong like he allows me space to be wrong. And then at another time when we are both of level minds, we sit down and discuss it
Mhm.
and we come to common ground that we can both agree to.
Mhm.
People don't do that anymore. As soon as the shit gets hot,
They
they
help.
out.
They help for sure. Most definitely.
It has to do,
Go ahead, Doctor.
and it got to do with like a percentage of sacrifice too. Like it's a small percentage of sacrifice in lasting relationships. You can't do certain things you want to do
Right.
all the time. You cannot. It's certain things like you gotta sacrifice to maintain a relationship. But it's a part of it. But with the times though, the question was like, how do you feel? What's different? It's basically the times. Like, for instance, I feel like it's a lot that falls into it. Drugs, a whole bunch of stuff falls into relationships, social media, all types of things. It really boils down to how you act and your awareness of your wrongs or rights, or what you actually need to do as a person.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people that just walk around this thing all day and feel like they're right when they're not,
Mhm.
and that's the problem.
Most
That's
definitely.
why things don't go as they are supposed
So
to.
what are some key things to keeping a relationship long as they can be?
Your father had to realize that I'm always right.
I love you, brother.
Oh my goodness.
What are some keys?
I think one of the keys is that
Communication.
I think that you have to talk. I think that when the communication breaks down, the relationship is essentially over.
Mhm.
You have to talk, and I in the relationship I'm in right now, he tells me about myself, and you know, sometimes it hurts when I'm like, you know what? I'd rather him tell me what he feels than for me to not know. I have to put my big girl panties on sometimes and just suck it up. And he just tells me what he feels, because otherwise I don't know what's going on. And then the gap between us starts to grow. And I've been there, done that, don't want to be there anymore. I'd much rather take that pain.
Yeah.
Tell me what you feel.
So we can get
And
on.
sometimes it's not a way that I want to become, but I'd rather you just get it out and tell me. Get that out there, and then we'll, like you said, we'll work it out. We've committed to the relationship. We're not trying to break up. So we work it out, and we work it out, you know, but it has to be a point where you have to commit to communicating. If you are not comfortable about something, you have to say something.
No, definitely.
You have to say something, because then you start to regret. You start to have these. Then something a little happens, and you just fly off the handle. But it wasn't that little thing. It wasn't that little thing. It was something that happened 5 months ago.
But because you never said anything.
You never said anything. Now the person's confused. You're pissed off. You know.
And they continue doing what's pissing you off.
And they're gonna keep. They're gonna keep doing it. You know. So I just, you know, you have to learn how to talk and express what is in your heart. And like me, sometimes because in the moment I'm very emotional, I will often write about it first to get my head right, and then I'll go and tell him what I want to tell him. Because sometimes I'm so mad, and it may not be him. I could have had a bad day at the job. I could just be in my feelings that day. Who knows? And so I want to make sure that when I do come to him, I come correct. And then I own up to my own isms.
Right.
No, definitely.
I got one or two. You know, so I want to own up to my own isms. But if I feel like I need to tell him about himself, I want to tell him about himself, but I also want to become correct. You know, I don't want to. I mean, sometimes I do want to push the buttons, truly, but essentially,
It just comes with
you know, I know his personality, and I know that if I push the right button, it's gonna spark it's gonna be World War III. And honestly, I don't want to do that. So when I do decide I want to communicate with him, I want to come correct. And I just think that communication is absolutely key. And sometimes you have to fumble through it. Rather than not say anything, fumble through it.
Right.
You know, because I just think people think, well, I don't know how to say what I need to say. Well, I need you to figure that out, because you can kill a relationship
without saying
anything.
Sure.
I tell you, it's gonna be hard. I guess you can question yourself: are you lovable to that person? And if you are, with the communications, then that person should feel lovable to themselves. And if you guys are on the same track, that keeps the communication spark, whatever outcome and going. And when you do receive or give, of course, like you said, it might be a bit of tension, but that person would sit back and say, she is kind of right. Or I can accept what she's saying.
I know you never have to say that.
You know what I mean? I can accept what she's saying. And
See
then
how
I
well
check
versed
myself.
he is? You see how
You're training well.
That's what I'm saying.
But see, you have to
And that
realize,
training word is kind of
but
crazy.
see, but I'm gonna tell you,
Man,
going
that's
in
kind
there,
of
like,
crazy.
going
But
in
you're
there,
training me?
Personally,
we see
I'm gonna let
what.
that slide.
No. We can't have that.
And this is a lot that I have to deal with.
If that,
But you
You
say,
know what? You're right.
you tell yourself,
You're right.
well, being in love is one thing, but am I lovable?
Right.
And you have to be lovable,
Right.
to accept that
Telling
train crap.
Telling you.
no.
So you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
So I have to,
If it's
you know,
done right,
bring it back.
it's
And
done
have a
right,
lovable
you'll know you're
mind and
being
say,
trained.
no,
Right.
shit, you know, that's not my baby.
If it's done right, you wouldn't even know.
Love
you
that.
know, the powerful that
And I know I'm lovable, so I can accept that without saying, what you say, woman? I don't have to say that. I just sit back and I
So,
say
so I got a question for you. What are some of the things that you had to change for a relationship to stay where it is now?
Oh, well, there's a lot of like what Jolene said. You have to go home. She expects you to be at home at a certain time. When it's time for you to, babe, we need to go whoop-de-blam. You can't be out drinking all the time with your boys. You have to say, hey, man, I bought a 6-pack. I'm gonna take one and I gotta go. You go back to what your wife would want you to do. Because at some point, the shoe is gonna change situations.
Definitely.
To
And
where
you're gonna need
you
her.
go.
Yeah.
So then that's the communication skill, and then y'all have that bond to where it's like, okay, well, man, y'all chill till tomorrow. I gotta go handle something with my baby. You can holler about all that, all she got you whip, snap, pop, and crack. Okay. I know where my pork chops is gonna be at.
Most definitely.
Tomorrow or the next day. Or they might not be, but then they coming. You know what I'm saying?
They're on the way.
They're on the way. They might be cooked, but they know they coming. I might cook them, but it's good. I'm gonna share the flavor.
That's where the train comes.
You know what I'm saying?
It went through every.
That's right. You know, you
It's
get
about
that.
integrity,
You
though.
get it. It comes. You know, and then like I say, if you know that's that one, and you feeling lovable enough to love that one, being in